What's going on, everybody? Welcome to CB Trading. Today I'm going to be doing a trading recap. It is September 12th, I'm pretty sure. And as you guys saw by the title, 300 in about 10 minutes. It was like 10 to 15, somewhere around there. In the morning, we actually could have made 800, but I just wasn't confident enough to entering it. It just seemed very slow. I didn't know it was just going to be one 5-minute candle downwards. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how I made the 300 and what was going through my mind. What was the process of me making this trade? It was very quick, very quick. I was not expecting the trade to happen that fast, and my trade didn't work out 100%. It didn't do exactly what I wanted it to, but in the end it still paid out. So in the morning, the first thing I was looking at is this pre-market and aftermarket. So as you guys see, if I do this, yesterday we made a dip down and then we shot up about like $15 from $5.39, so pretty much $5.40, and then we closed out at like $5.55. I wish I caught this move yesterday. I was expecting a move up because we were like in this channel. So if I zoom out, you guys will see, so these yellow trend lines that I have right here, we're in this like little channel, and I was expecting us to go up, but I was expecting a fake out first, which is exactly what happened here. So we had a fake out, but I was just too scared to play. I mean, I think we had news yesterday. Contracts are also very inflated and they're like moving up and down very fast. So I was not confident enough in holding my full position or a decent position size at all, to be honest. I had a decent position here. I literally got in at the bottom. I tried my first position here, so on this wick right here. And then it failed, went back down. I saw this and I'm like, well, it's probably just going to fail just like the first time. So I didn't get in. And then I saw this engulfed candle right there. Engulfed candle means it pretty much eats the other candle. So as you see here, from here to here, this one's taller, right? The green one's taller. So it pretty much engulfed it. This was the key to me to pretty much saying we're going to go up. Not just that, we had a decent support here too. So if I zoom out, you guys will see here that it's a pretty decent support. What I did here is I got like a super far out contract. So my initial play was that it was going to go to 544, and it just exceeded my expectations. I was not expecting this. I just wanted to play it from here to here and be done. So I caught this candle and like half of this one, and then I got out. Just got scared. I don't know. I just was not feeling it. And of course, it's the wrong day that I didn't hold. This candle right here, I got like 554s, which were up here. Something super exaggerated. I was not expecting this move. So I had like 5 contracts for really cheap. It was like $10. So honestly, I don't know why I didn't hold it. But I'm like, there's no way it goes that high up, right? From 545 to 554 or whatever. And then it just kept going and kept going and kept going. I'm like, oh my God, like this is insane. And then by the end of the day, I checked, my $10 would have been like $600. I'm like, oh my God, like it's literally the life of a trader. The just random $10 gamble that you had for 5 cons, you just didn't hold it and it could have been $600. $10 is 600. Absolutely insane. So this is how I made 300 today. It was a little under 300, so like 280, 270, because I tried to hold a runner because I expected this move up, but today it was just too choppy. So it pretty much took me down like 20, 30 bucks. So this is what was going through my mind in the morning. I was expecting this fake out. Usually when you see a channel like this, I would say there's a fake out. Some people might call like a liquidity sweep or something like that. I don't really use that term. I just say fake outs. I was expecting it to stop here and then today for us to make this breakout, but it just did it all in one day yesterday. I wake up in the morning and I see this aftermarket and then this pre-market. So in aftermarket, you can kind of see that it's holding the support. It's simply just kind of chopping. It's not doing anything. It's not making pullbacks, nothing like that. To me, this is a sign of continuation. As we see here, there's kind of like a resistance here. If you put a trend line here, you will see that it's not really breaking upwards. Did I just move that? So in my mind, I see that it keeps rejecting this. You can also just kind of visually see it too. So it's like, you know, you see it's constantly green. It's constantly green. We're moving up. We're moving up. And then you can visually see that we're just kind of like rejecting way more, right? We're just rejecting, right? There's just more red candles. Now, I wouldn't say you should trade like this, like, oh, there's more red, so we go red. Don't do that. But visually, from like a beginner's aspect, you can kind of see that it's like we've reached this resistance. Now in my mind, I'm thinking bullishness, right? I'm bullish this entire time. I've been bullish this entire time from the beginning of down here from yesterday. And I know we're not done going up, but I know that the market needs pullbacks and stuff like that in order to continue. So I'm like, it makes sense if we have a little pullback here. Now, for a lot of people that trade, they don't trust in EMAs and all that, but I actually have strategies with my EMA clouds, right? I have tested them. I have went over them 100 times, and I've just seen how they work, how the candles react to them. I don't know about normal EMAs. This is Ripster EMA clouds, so I'm not sure if it's the same thing. I just got these settings from a group I was in when I like first started trading, and I just never took them off. I found strategies around them. So as we see, this is a continuation to me, you know, it's just chopping. And then here, pre-market, we have, it's just like kind of rejecting. It can't get above 556.26. And then here we see a rejection, blah, blah, blah. I have a strategy with EMAs. So in the morning, I was thinking to myself, this makes sense to me, but it might not make sense to you guys. In the morning, I'm thinking we're opening on top of this EMA pretty much, and we're breaking under it. So in my head, I'm pretty much envisioning it dropping down to the second EMA. It also helps me that I have seen this exact same formation pretty much about 100 times already in like the past few years of me trading. So I've kind of also just bitten through it. So I kind of know how it reacts. In my head, I'm thinking pretty much, you know, it's rejecting here. We need a pullback to go higher. But I don't see us coming down to 550, right? Especially since we just broke this out, and this would pretty much be a retest of this trend line. We've kind of already done a retest yesterday. This was the retest. We see that it's holding the trend line, and then that it continued up. So it really doesn't make sense to come back down to 550. If that was the case, we probably wouldn't be going back up. So I'm like, okay, you know, I've seen this 100 times. I think it'll drop to this EMA. Now, to you guys that don't trade, you guys might think that this is not a big move at all. But realistically, it all comes down to how much contracts you really trade with. And recently, contracts have been insane. Like, they're inflated. It's like 200 a pop for contracts. As soon as you get in, you're down like 50 to 100. Like, it didn't even move. Like, you're already down. So, realistically, these run like crazy. In the morning, this is what I'm seeing. I can't replay to you guys because I don't have TradingView Plus or whatever. I think it's a waste of money. But so this is what I'm pretty much seeing in the morning. I see it's holding the EMA, right? And then it starts to break down. So this is pretty much setting up for my plan already, right? I'm thinking we're going to have a pullback. That's one. And it's already setting up like that. And I know how SPY works around these clouds because I've worked with this so much. And then I see this rejection here. It's pretty much just telling me more and more that it's gonna come down to here. My initial goal in the morning was just this EMA, nothing more, nothing less, just the EMA. That's all I want. I don't care if it drops through it. I don't care. My initial goal, this is my EMA strategy pretty much, is right here. So I see it dropping under and all this, and I'm like, okay, we're just gonna play it down to here. I was not expecting this big drop, and then boom, and I'm looking at these contracts. It's going from like 140 to like 2 something. I'm not exactly sure, but it was literally like a $600 to $800 move if you had 10 contracts. And I'm like, oh my god, like 5, 10, 15 in 30 minutes of market open, 30 to whatever, right? 35 or whatever, I would have literally had $600. I'm like, holy crap. But I knew what was coming next. So it didn't exactly play out the way I thought it would have, because I've seen this 100 times, like I said. So what usually happens is it'll make a pullback just like this, and then it'll go up. So let's take this away because I don't really need this anymore. It would pretty much make a new high, pretty much. So my standard is already 557.26 to 558, 559, somewhere there. I'm not expecting it to blast through this. I'm just expecting a newer high. So I'm like, I want to hold it from here to here. Realistically, that didn't happen, but I pretty much caught this big candle and I'm like, you know what? This price action is insane today. I'm just going to get out. My whole plan was it'll come down to here and then it'll come up. So this is the pullback. And then we start to see it holding this EMA. So I'm like, okay, this is already confirming for me that this is exactly what I've seen before. So boom, tries to go back down, boom. And I'm like, okay, I'm entering because this is my plan. This is exactly what I've seen 100 times so far. The market doesn't always have to do what you think it'll do. Just because I've seen this so many times doesn't mean it has to do exactly what I think it has to. And this is a very good example of that. So I caught this candle. I'm up like 250 or something like that. I have 10 contracts and I'm like, okay, I'm honestly gonna trim here. Like, I'm kind of scared because these contracts are so crazy. Like, one pullback would just ruin this entire play for me. So I'm already taking off like 8 contracts. I'm like, I'm just gonna hold 2, especially since I had 557s. I'm pretty sure it was either 557s or 558. You guys will see a screenshot. So pretty much ran like 300 plus. Once it came up to like here, I'm pretty sure. And I just saw like how quick it ran and I just kind of got like consumed by it. I'm like, oh my god, like this usually doesn't happen this fast. So I took off 8 cons. I'm holding 2. I'm like, I know it's gonna go past 557 and 2 contracts would go insane still. Like, it doesn't matter because these contracts are going crazy. So then I'm holding here and it goes up here, goes down, goes up, and at this point I'm setting a stop loss. So my first stop loss was at, I can't remember my entry. I'm almost positive it's not going to have a major pullback. If there is a pullback, I'm expecting it to maybe hit this EMA and then it'll like go back up or something like that. But I'm not expecting a pullback because I've seen it before. I'm like, usually it just kind of cooks upwards and then it might slowly fall down and chop and stuff like that. But I set a stop loss and then when it's up here, I raised it again by like 10 to 15 cents. Stop loss pretty much means if it drops to that certain point, like on the contract, like how much it's worth, it'll just automatically sell it for you. This candle literally just cleared me right here. It's just straight down. I'm literally watching my position too. I kind of got scared that I was gonna wipe the remaining that I had in because it didn't trigger my stop loss right away. It literally went like 20 cents under, but it still sold for what I wanted it to. So I was like, oh my god, thank god. And that's why I didn't want to hold a full position because I'm like, anything can happen. Like, these markets are kind of insane right now. Once I saw this drop down again, I'm like, I'm done trading. I don't want to touch it again. I really wanted to enter here because for me, this is a confirmation candle. So I see it go down, up, down, right? Kind of like, doing these pullbacks. And then it comes back up and it has this candle. Now, I've seen this candle plenty of times. It's pretty much a confirmation candle. It's pretty much telling you like, hey, get in, right? There's like little secrets in the market. There's like secret little candles and they tell you when you can get in. And if you don't believe me, go watch Umar Ashraf or something like that on YouTube. I'm pretty sure now he trades differently. He trades with like a flow chart or something. So he zooms in the candles and you can see selling and buying pressure. I don't trade like that. But he said he used to start off like this and there literally are little secret candles that tell you when you should enter. I thought about entering and it would have been a nice scalp, right? Imagine I got 10 cons here. This probably would have been 200 to 300 more. But pretty much my play still happened. It just happened later than when I planned it. Pretty much spend a lot of time watching the charts and you'll eventually memorize what starts to happen. See if there's anything around the 15. No, nothing. I mean, probably here you can see the change when it starts going up and then you could probably enter this. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.